I feel like people take a lot of things for granted, just little things.
Having a restful state that involves no pain. His natural resting state is to be tight and to be in a little bit of pain.
Control. It's hard for him to control some of his movements. Picking up things, buttoning up shirts, tying your shoes very fast if you're in a hurry.
Being able to get up a flight of steps.
We're very careful. We don't want him to fall because he falls several times a day. When Ryan falls, it could be a couple of minutes to get back up.
He never gives up when anything puts him down. He's really strong.
I'm not gonna let this condition bring me down.
Ryan hates the word handicap.
He's not once, complained to us about how come I have to get stuck with this condition.
I am gonna fight it because I wanna be a normal kid. I don't wanna live life differently than all my friends do.
When Ryan came into our lives, it was amazing.
I just had such instant and deep love for that kid.
He was very loving right from the beginning.
He was always a pure-hearted kid, but he always had a mischievous side.
He annoys me sometimes, like all brothers do, but we know we love each other when we both annoy each other. It's like a love-annoy type thing. That's the relationship.
I think probably my wife noticed before I did.
He was a little out of balance if the pavement wasn't completely straight.
He would fall, and then we thought he just wasn't paying attention. He wasn't focused.
I would ask him, didn't you see that curve? Didn't you see the uneven pavement? And he would tell me, no, I didn't.
And then I noticed him kind of pausing when he talks. That kind of scared me.
I don't think there was any kind of specialist I didn't take him to. Podiatrist, neurologist, physiatrist.
We got an MRI of his brain back in 2011-12 timeframe. And at the time, nothing showed up.
And I was just being told that sometimes it happens when kids get tall all of a sudden. Their muscles aren't able to keep up.
So we just figured maybe, in fact, he was being clumsy.
In 6th grade, he was starting middle school. I took him to a specialist.
Ran a few physical tests and pretty quickly diagnosed him with cerebral palsy. From 2015 till last year, November of 2018, that's what we thought he had.
We've tried physical therapy, aquatherapy, speech. He was getting a lot of PT. We were working him out at home.
With these treatments, CP will typically, incrementally improve, and he wasn't improving. And in fact, we saw that things were getting a little bit worse over time.
I remember talking to Faisal about it and telling him that, there's got to be something more, something is off. It shouldn't be getting worse, because as parents, we were watching it get worse.
It wasn't until 2018, upon my wife's insistence that something else was going on, that the doctors ran another MRI.
And that's basically when the iron showed up in his brain. That wasn't, a call that any parent should get.
The diagnosis of neurodegeneration with brain iron accumulation, NBIA, was given.
You start out with a gait change, then the walker, the wheelchair.
Loss of ability to swallow. Some kids have to have feeding tubes put in.
Dementia, Parkinson's, vision issues.
There's a host of things, and it's like having all of these horrible diseases rolled up into one.
The first time my mom and dad told me about my condition, for a few minutes I was crying.
He said, I don't want to die young, Mom.
And that was really just, I didn't want to hear that.
His specific type of NBIA is called MPAN. There's fewer than 100 known cases of MPAN in the world.
We had no idea that one of Faisal's co-workers, he happened to know the CEO of Children's Hospital Center in Washington, D.C. I got a phone call from one of the doctors who sits on the board over there.
They've isolated it to a specific gene called C19ORF12. but nobody knows what protein this gene codes for or what it does.
They said, we can research it, but there's no funding. Nobody wants to apply grants to it. Pharmaceutical companies are not interested. There's not enough people that have the condition. There's no money to be made. They told us, we have 3 years, we need to come up with $350,000 to start the research.
To try and isolate what the function of this gene is, what protein it encodes for. Once we understand that, we can understand what's going wrong and then how we might do some interventions to help stop it.
Thank you, everyone who's donated and helped with MPAN. And please donate if you're watching. Me and all the other kids with MPAN could really use your help.